Hi, thanks for joining me today. What we're going to do is go out to a wreck. It's been there for 88 years. It's in the Bay of Franks in the island of Stronsay. And this is a coal barge that went aground in 1936, 88 years ago. Just going to have a look around it. There aren't that many places that there are wrecks that you can actually see. And you can just about see a bit of it at high tide and a lot of it at low tide. And it's there for everybody to see, and hope you enjoy. There aren't many days you can paddle out to this wreck on a stand-up paddleboard, but today the wind speed's only 3 miles an hour, so it looks more like a lake than it does an ocean, so we thought take advantage of it. Ian Cooper has lived and farmed on Stronsay all his life, and in his book The Furious Grip of an Orkney Gale he writes about this and Stronsay shipwrecks. As the ferry comes into Whitehall Harbour, if you look on the right hand side towards Holt Ness from the high road in the north end of Stronsay, the remains of the ship hard aground are to be seen lying in the Bay of Franks. The ship, known locally as the Coal Barge or the Coal Hulk, is one of the last and one of the most visible of the relics of Stronsay's past role as a very busy herring fishing point. Having the unpretentious name of ACW 11, she was built by the instructions of the War Office by J.W. Stewart in Brentford, London in 1918. You'll have to forgive me, as trying to film and get aboard the wreck was a little bit difficult, and I was very much in danger of dropping my camera, and I certainly didn't want to do that, so sorry it's a little bit wobbly, but it does get better in a minute. Designed as a lighter barge and with a flat bottom, she was registered as a 358 tons and was 151 feet long. She had no means of propulsion of her own, neither sail nor steam, and perhaps one of the more interesting facts about her is she was constructed of concrete at the end of the First World War. There would have been as many as 5 or 6 of these hulks anchored in Papa Sound at the height of the herring fishing season. Still a reasonably deep water, but out of the main shipping channel. Coasters carrying coals from the coalfields of central Scotland and northern England arrived at Stronsay on a regular basis to fill and refill the holds of these hulks, with literally hundreds of steam drifters then hauling alongside the hulks. The ACW 11, looking at Lloyd's Register, was owned by Thornley Binders Limited in 1920, who had a seaweed processing factory in Stromness during the 1920s. The ACW 11 was purchased by the Peterhead Coal Company in 1933. They put her into service as a coaling hulk and came to the end on the 22nd of February 1936 when she broke free of her moorings during a gale and ran hard aground in the Bay of Franks, Stronsay. She still sits there today, 88 years since the day she ran aground, and locals believe there is still coal in her bunkers, and people have visited to get some of the coal for their own use. Returning back from the wreck, I went to Papa Stronsay, and at low tide a lot more of the island was revealed. At high tide it was not much bigger than a very small garden. Papa Stronsay looks back on Whitehall and Stronsay and is owned by the Catholic monks. Remnants of the coal can still be found close by on the rocks and beaches. It's so nice landing the supboard when it's nice and calm. You don't get thrown about between the waves. Days like this are rare, this calm, and I do like to take full advantage of them. I would say barely 1 or 2 days a month are as calm as this, and very, very enjoyable on the supboard. During the 1980s, an enterprising local lobster fisherman considered the possibility of using the holds of the barge as holding ponds for lobsters, but it was eventually decided it could be a little bit too risky. That was a really great day for me, with it being so calm, quite wonderful. But Stronsay is a beautiful island in Orkney. It only has 350 residents, 2 shops, a pub, a cafe, the fish mart. The surfing is really good, and it often has some wonderful rainbows. It has its own airfield and regular flights in every day. And the vat of Kirkbister is quite unique and well worth visiting. And of course, the daily flights to Stronsay from Kirkwall in the small 9-seater plane. It's quite a lifeline, the flights as well as the ferries that visit the islands daily for cars and passengers. It can be windy on Stronsay, but the air is very fresh and you can see Sanday in the distance. The fish mart is very popular. The town of Whitehall, much busier 100 years ago. Its own fire station, missing a few letters. Wonderful beaches and rainbows. Thank you for getting this far. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you can like and subscribe. If you're thinking of buying a Tesla, you could use my referral code. And I've just noticed there's some rocks beneath me. I'm getting a bit close. And please use my referral code. You'll get a discount or 2. And so will I. Thanks very much. Take care. See you next time. Bye. To use my referral code, if you're thinking of buying a Tesla, you'll find it down below in the comments section. Thank you. Mind how you go.
Yes, it was really nice.